a squared plus b squared is equals to c squared. But remember what I said, this is the longer side and it's opposite the right angle. So basically, you need to identify the longer side. Like here, that's the longer side. Here, that's the longer side. Okay. So basically, the first thing that we need to do is to plug this length into our formula and find out what we're required to find. So here we'll have x squared will be equal to 3 squared plus 4 squared. Remember, x squared here, x is the longer side. So x squared will be equal to 9 plus 16. So x squared will be equal to 25. So x will be, the opposite of squaring is square root. Now, if you don't know how to find a square root, you can always use your calculator, but I expect you to know how to work out square numbers, square roots of square numbers. So using your calculator, there's a square root button. You can just press square root, plug in whatever number that you have. Sometimes you'll end up with square roots of numbers that are not perfect squares. So, and you'll end up with your answer. Anyway, we know that the square root of 25 is just 5. Likewise, in the next question, we have x squared is equal to 15 squared plus 20 squared. So x squared will be equal to 15 squared plus 20 squared. That will give you 625. So the opposite of squaring is square root. So square root of 625. So, and then if you don't know how to find that out again, you can always go to your calculator and plug in the square root of that number, for example 625, and you find whatever it is. In this case, it's 25. That's it. So that's how you find the longer side, which is the hypotenuse. Okay, just use Pythagoras theorem. Next, you're going to look at finding the shorter side. Now, just remember, the first thing that you need to do is to write down the Pythagoras theorem. And you know that s squared plus b squared is equals to c squared. And this is the longer side. So maybe what you need to do is to identify the longer side and its opposite 90 degrees angle always. Once you've done that, just plug everything into the formula. So the shorter side doesn't matter which you choose for the shorter side, right? That can be my A, that can be my B, it doesn't matter which one it is. So so I'll have here, if that's my A, that's my B, and that's my C, of course, I'll end up with x squared plus 12 squared is equals to 13 squared. So x squared plus 144 is equals to 169. X squared will be 169 minus 144. So x squared will be 25. And x will be the square root of 25, which means that x is equals to 5. Same way here. If that is my A, that's my B, and of course that's my C, which is the longer side, I'll end up with x squared plus 12 squared is equals to 20 squared. So x squared plus 144 is equal to 400. X squared will be 400 minus 144. So x squared will be equal to 256. x will be the square root of 256, which is 16. So that's how you find the shorter side using Pythagoras theorem. Now, you can also be given a question like this one here. And here you have two triangles. So what you just have to do is to decide which triangle you're going to start with. In this case, I'll start with the one that I've highlighted. And in the triangle that I've highlighted here, remember this is the right angle. So, and I'm going to use Pythagoras theorem. So I'll end up with c squared, which is y squared, is equals to 3 squared plus 4 squared. So y squared will be equal to 9 plus 16. Y squared will be 25. So y will be the square root of 25, which means y is 5. And after that, I can go ahead. So y is equals to 5. I can now go ahead and focus on this new triangle here. So basically this one here. Now in that one, whereby this is the 90 degrees angle, I'll have x squared, which is the longer side, will be equal to 2 squared plus 5 squared. So x squared will be equal to 4 plus 25, which means x squared will be equal to 29. So x will be the square root of 29. And you can use your calculator to work out the square root of 29. So square root of 29 will be equal to 5.39. So 5.39 to 2 decimal places. Okay, sometimes you may also be given a question like this one. What you have to do is try to figure out how to simplify the problem. So basically, I'll try and just add an extra length here. So, and obviously by looking at this, this one here looks like a right angle triangle. If that's gonna be 90 degrees, of course it will be. If this side is 8, then that will be 8. If this is 17 and that's 11, that means this other side will be 6. So that remember the length from here to here. The length from here to here is 17, and the length from here to here is 11, which means this length here will be 6. Okay, so now what you're going to do is just to consider this triangle here, which means I'm going to end up with just a similar triangle whereby this is 6, this is 8, and I want to find x. So you can go ahead and apply your Pythagoras theorem. Sometimes you can also write it this way: c squared is equals to s squared plus p squared. And just plug in. You know that this is the longer side, right? So that is your longer side. Just right here, longer side. Good. So in my equation, I'll end up with x squared is equals to 6 squared plus 8 squared. So x squared will be 36 plus 64. So x squared will be equal to 100. So x will be the square root of 100, because the opposite of squaring is square root, which will be equal to 10.